Hi, it's Ash here from the Retro Gaming blog, and this is a second update on my Electrocoin 6-slot MVS unit. Recently, Retro Rich came by and did a battery modification to the unit, which you can see right about here, and there'll be a link in the description for you if you want to click on that to see that in depth. It's like a technical video that we shot while he was here. But going back to the actual MVS unit, what are the actual updates that I've done since the last video? So these screws at the side and these feet to the unit, they've all been replaced thanks to Rich. He did a really good job because all the screws were stripped and it was nigh on impossible to get this top unit off. And without doing that, he wouldn't have been able to do the battery modification. So it was something that he had to do and overcome. And to the back of the machine, as in up there in the corner, is where the power lead comes out. And what they had done is they had actually hardwired the power into the actual machine. So and usually, which I didn't know because again this is my first arcade machine, that you would have like a 3-pin connector which would go, a kettle lead would plug into the back of that, and then that would go into the power. That wasn't there, so Rich also managed to sort that out. He basically took the old one off, crimped some connectors onto it, and then just screwed it all back in. It was all there. I have no reason. Well, I say I don't understand why they did it that way. Maybe they just didn't know what they were doing, or they just didn't have the equipment with them to make the changes to get it back to how it was supposed to be before. The other things that he managed to do, coin mechanism, it was just disconnected. That was connected back up. There's a light now on the coin mech which needs to be replaced, which I will be doing pretty soon. That's a very simple job. And yeah, so there you go. Those were like some of the 3 key things. Okay, some of you may know I did get new buttons put in on the last update. They still need a bit of tweaking, but they're pretty much there, and they work really nice. The new addition is these dust guards on here, because the other one was no good. So basically I CNC'd these to spec, and the only difference is obviously that these, because they're 1 mil thick, they do slightly warp, but the original's warped as well. And they have like a non-matte finish, which the other ones had. So basically yeah, as you can see, and there's the other one down there, I did both of them. So they are both looking pretty cool. So as you can see, yeah, there they both are. And I'm quite happy with the result because now there's no gaps in between. And although they slightly bow, they do fill that gap. And like I said before, the originals were bowed as well. I think overall I'm really happy with how the machine is coming together. Some of the extra bits that I'm going to have to fix are obviously these graphics on here. You can see that they're quite faded, and you can see there's some damage to the actual panel there, and some of the artwork needs obviously a bit of vitality put back into it. So I'm going to strip that. I'm going to redo the artwork and relay it, unless I can get hold of the artwork that's very similar to what this is, or what it was in its original state. It's something that I'm going to have to do myself, which I don't really want to do, but because there are people that are better at this stuff than myself. But you know, when needs must, I will push to get it as close as I can, really. One of the other things I want to fix as well is there's 2 pretty big gaps in the rejection coin slot. So when obviously the coins don't work or they get rejected, they come down into the little tray at the bottom, and that tray actually does have some mighty gaps in it, and I have no idea how I'm going to fix it yet, but that does need some attention, and that will be something that I'll be looking at pretty soon. Another thing that I want to be able to do is actually, I was talking to Rich, actually it wasn't me talking to Rich about it, it was Rich talking to me about it, like a modification for the EL panels at the top, because these are fitted with a tube, which was the norm, which we found out with some research. Rich was saying it would be pretty cool if you press the game select, and like his one, it would the EL panels would illuminate which game was the right game to be playing in the marquee. So that's something to consider as well as maybe a later project, and I'll be quite nice to get a video of that actually as well if that goes ahead. So there's lots of little bits to do, but overall it's pretty much nearly there. Other than that, it's all going to be kind of like handyman jobs, like hammer writing some of the metal that's gone off and making sure that none of the rust is out. I was also considering as well as making the holes bigger on the piece of wood that kind of obscures some of the speakers, because the speaker sound you know, it's fine, but it could probably be a little bit better. And I think part of that problem is because it's obscured by the wood, the MDF there. So that's something to do as well. So yeah, no, a few cool things to be getting on with, and I'm really happy with it so far. So it's all coming along nicely. I'll probably tweak some of the you know, like grease the sticks as well, because they're completely bone dry at the moment, but I'll get that sorted and then I'll be pretty much there. The thing is as well is I am actually moving house soon, so I'm going to need to kind of think about that as a next step, what we're going to do. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts or any help if on anything that I've mentioned that you think might help me out. That would be appreciated. But if not, you know, just keep checking back to see how I'm getting on, if you find it interesting, that is. This is Ash from the Retro Gaming Blog, signing out.